has been 23 years since Anne Williams' son Kevin was killed in the Hillsborough football stadium disaster. At the age of 15, he was one of 96 Liverpool supporters who lost their lives.
Well, Anne has fought for years for a fresh inquest into the tragedy. Now she's campaigning with an extra sense of urgency because she's been diagnosed with terminal bowel cancer.
Well, Judith Moritz, our North of England correspondent, has been talking to Anne and joins us now. Judith, what does Anne want to happen?
She wants a new inquest for various reasons, but the chief of those is because the original inquest, which examined what happened to those who died at Hillsborough, had a cut-off point. It only looked at evidence which took everybody up to 3:15 on the afternoon of the disaster. Anything which happened after that point wasn't examined. Anne Williams believes her son didn't die until 4 o'clock, so she thinks she hasn't heard everything pertaining to him. She hasn't had a full and proper inquest. That's her belief. That's always been her belief. She's been all around the courts for the best part of 2 decades fighting this cause. She is virtually now on the point of being granted her wish, and yet very sadly in the last few weeks there's been a diagnosis that she is suffering from advanced stages of cancer, and now she says she wants justice to happen even more quickly than it may have done. I spent some time talking to her yesterday.
Anne Williams waved her son Kevin off to watch his beloved Liverpool play in the FA Cup semi-final in 1989.
As he walked out the door, he says, "No, I hope they win, Kev. No worries, Mum, 3-0. And off he went. That was the last time I saw him.
The 15-year-old was one of the 96 Liverpool supporters who were fatally crushed at Hillsborough. The inquest rules that Kevin and the other fans had all died by 3:15 on the afternoon of the disaster. But Anne has always believed that was wrong, that he died at 4 o'clock and could have been saved. For the last 2 decades, she's campaigned for a new inquest, tracking down witnesses herself to prove her case.
All these witnesses in Kev's case have always said we were waiting to be called, and they're still waiting. They want to attend an inquest to tell the jury what they did for Kevin. The evidence has always been there, and 3 Attorney Generals really have let me down. But I knew then I was fighting the British legal system.
In September, the Hillsborough Independent Panel published its report, revealing that 41 fans could have been saved. Criminal charges and disciplinary proceedings are now being considered, and the Attorney General is expected to apply for a new inquest, but Anne now wants it as soon as possible.
You've been diagnosed with cancer. The Attorney General is aware of that now. Does that add an urgency for you?
I'm very poorly. To me it is, yes. But would love to be able to see Kevin's inquest. But I know he's got to strike it down for everyone as well. You know, I don't want sort of just special treatment, but he's got the evidence there, and that's my argument, you know, and it's always been there.
If a new inquest is granted, it'll be on behalf of all 96 Hillsborough victims. Anne has been told that her son's case can't be fast-tracked ahead of the others. She just hopes that a decision will be made soon for all those who died.
There was stages when I think we're not going to beat this system. There was times in my life where I thought we'll not beat it, but I'm going to have a good try. Because and the more they wanted me, I've had it in my head as well, the more you want me to go away, the more I'll wear you down before you wear me down. Kevin's top priority was mine, obviously, but I knew it would open the floodgates. And for the rest, because none of them deserved to have died at Hillsborough.
Since her cancer diagnosis, Anne's supporters have been calling for the legal process to be sped up. She doesn't want to know what her prognosis is, but says she remains more driven than ever to put the record straight for her son.
So, Judith, what's been the response to Anne's campaign then from the Attorney General?
Well, he says he is saddened to hear of this diagnosis, and he's written to Anne Williams to say that he is giving the matter the highest priority, but he has also looked, he says, at whether or not he could accelerate the case of Kevin Williams ahead of the other 95 Hillsborough victims, and for legal reasons he says he's unable to do that. There is a bit of a head of steam building, if you like, on behalf of Anne. There is an E-Petition online at the moment which people are signing, asking for her case to be given a bit of expediency. That now, just when I last looked a few minutes ago, has topped 98,000 signatures, 100,000 being the bar for a government debate. But I suspect that in a way it may prove academic, Dan, because I understand that within the next few weeks the Attorney General will make his application for a new inquest anyway, and so in the new year we may hear that she has been granted her wish.
All right, Judith, thanks very much indeed.